This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Narito na ang Oras ng Ligaya with Tita Josie, Sundays, 6 p.m. on PHLV Radio. And now, your host, Tita Josie.
Hello, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Josie Harrison. Nandito ako sa Las Vegas, Nevada. Linggo na naman po, alas 6 hanggang alas 7 ng gabi. Kayo ay hahandugan namin ng kasiyahan. Sana po ay masaya kayong gabi dahil may special guest kami. At naku po, kilalang kilala itong taong to. Hindi lang ng aking mga kaibigan dito sa aming istasyon, kundi sa Pilipinas. Naku, ang dami ko na pong mga messages na siya raw daw po ang kanilang paboritong DJ. Anyways, good evening. Tandaan ninyo, ang ating oras ng ligaya ay isang oras ng kaligayahan. At alam nyo, live streaming po tayo all over the world. Kaya sa Pilipinas, lahat kayo pwedeng maglagay ng comment at aming babasahin ang inyong comments, mga tanong, and everything. Bago tayo magsimula, gusto ko sanang tawagin ang ating producer ng ating show. Walang iba kundi si Gilbert Dorioso para niya sabihin sa inyo ang mga different links ng ating oras ng ligaya. Go ahead, Gilbert, please.
Well, good evening from Las Vegas and good morning dun sa Pilipinas and around the world. Yes, we are simultaneously live on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Amazon Fire TV. Then later on after the show, you can hear us again or watch us again on Facebook, YouTube, and Amazon Fire TV. We're also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and TuneIn.
Thank you. At ngayon naman, ang aking co-host, walang iba kundi si Divine Grace Gallardo. Siya po ay nasa Florida. Go ahead, Divine.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat sa Pilipinas at magandang gabi po here in the US. Welcome to Oras ng Ligaya.
Hi, thank you. Excited na tayong lahat. At saka marami tayong mga fans na ready na raw silang magtanong ng question sa kanilang paboritong DJ. Kaya huwag na tayong mag-atubili. Sige na, Divine, introduce mo na ang ating guest.
Okay, Tita. Thank you po. Our guest for tonight needs no introduction. He's a very popular DJ in the 80s who gives love advice to his viewers. Wag na po natin patagalin. Please welcome our guest for tonight, Mr. Rolando Sulit, aka Joe the Mango.
Hello!
Welcome to the show!
Magandang gabi sa lahat ng mga nanonood na nakikinig ng Oras ng Ligaya. Tita Josie, I just like to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to guest on your show. Gilbert and Divine, maraming salamat for inviting me over. I'm glad to be here. Magandang gabi, US, Las Vegas. Magandang umaga sa Pilipinas. Sa Australia, magandang umaga. And the rest of the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Joe, sabihin mo nga sa mga nakikinig na kung kailan ka nagsimulang maging DJ and your past experience para marinig nila.
Well, a bit of history po, Tita Josie. I started my radio career in 1985. So yung mga bata-bata pa, baka hindi na nila naabutan. Yung mga medyo may edad na makikilala po nila kasi I started in 1985. And then I was launched sa DWTM FM, no? 89.9 noong 1986. At the height of the February Revolution, ipinanganak ko ng DWTM. And I was there since that time hanggang about 2007. So Love Notes, the program started in 1988, which lasted for almost 3 decades.
Wow.
So yan po, Tita Josie. Kaya marami, almost 2 generations of listeners and viewers po ang sakop ng programa natin.
That's good. Hindi ba yung programa mo ay gaya din ng programa ni Eddie Ilarte?
Opo.
Nagbabasa tapos nagpapayo?
Tama po. Ang pioneer po niya si Tia Deli, kung naalala po natin ng DZRH. Tapos si Kuya Cesar. Tapos si Eddie Ilarde, Helen Vela. Ako po yung sumunod after Helen Vela. And then after me, marami na pong lumabas na mga similar programs. Hanggang ngayon po, marami pa pong programang ganyan sa Pilipinas.
Oh, that's nice. Ano ang naging motivation mo para maging DJ ka? What really prompted? Anong nangyari na nagustuhan mo mag-DJ?
Yeah, interesting po yan, Tita Josie. Kasi nung high school ako, mahilig na po ako sa radyo. I always listen to radio stations like WLS, Mellow Touch 94.7. Dream ko po talaga maging DJ. Tapos nung 1985 po, nagkaroon ng contest sa Channel 9, hosted by Hillbilly Willie and John Young. It's a contest sponsored by Coca-Cola. It's called Coca-Cola Radio. This is it po yung promotion ng time na yun, around 1985. And sumali po ako sa contest na yun. Nanalo ako doon. And one of the judges happened to be working in a radio station. Sabi niya, gusto mo magtrabaho sa radio? I said, without batting an eyelash, sabi ko, yes. So I started in 1985 with the invitation from Bernie Buenaseda, Burning Bernie of DWBL. Doon po nag-start yung career ko sa radyo.
Oh, that's nice. Ever since, Joe, nakalabas ka ba ng Pilipinas? Have you joined other broadcasting company or orientation or rally or whatever other states aside from the Philippines?
Hindi naman po, pero we had the opportunity to travel to a lot of places kasi we normally send winners to watch album launches, concerts sa mga artists. We've been to New York, Australia, Malaysia, iba-ibang bansa po. Nagpapadala po kami ng winners to watch front row seats sa mga concerts sa mga big name stars and artists.
Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Go ahead, Divine. Gilbert, if you have questions.
Yeah, so we have somebody asking over here is why were you named Joe DeMango?
Okay. When I started in radio, ang pangalan ko is Rollickin' Roland, no? Kasi Rolando po ako. But when I came to TM, sabi nila, we'll change your name. We'll think of a more American-sounding name. And it was a panel of DJs, and one DJ suggested, why don't we play around with Joe DiMaggio, Marilyn Monroe's second husband, the famous baseball player. Let's play around with that name. So naging John DiMaggio, tapos sabi nila, hindi. Dapat yung mas relate sa mga Pilipino. So they changed it to Joe the Mango.
The Mango.
So that's how I got my name. And I've used that ever since.
Divine?
I like that, Joe the Mango. Go ahead, Divine.
Favorite baseball player. kahit I don't know how to play baseball, but anyway, Kuya Joe.
Yes, Divine.
Yan. So I grew up like reading your pocketbooks kasi pocketbook girl ako nung bata ako.
Yes.
Diba? So over the years that you've been giving advice to people, gaano kadaming letters ang nakukuha mo in a week, like for your show?
Well, when I started in radio in 1985, the only means to send a story was through snail mail. And literally, we have a post office sa baba ng Fil-Am Buildings, Ortigas. Sako-sako talagang letters.
Wow.
In fact, the entire office would take turns in opening letters.
Oh.
Yung mga listeners na pumapasyal sa stasyon, pwedeng pakitulong kami magbasa ng letters kasi sobra talagang dami.
Wow.
So literally, sacks and sacks of letters.
But how do you pick the featured story for that week for your show?
Well, personally, namimili ako ng mga nababasa ko pero those who are helping me read, sinasabi nila, Tito Joe, maganda tong story na to, basahin mo. So we pick from all the letters that we get. And we sort of like, oy, maganda tong story na to, unique ito ah. Let's feature this. This is interesting.
Oh.
Nice. At lalo na ngayon, Kuya Joe, you get it through email. Siguro ang email, ang inbox mo ngayon, sobra-sobrang email every single day.
May messenger, lahat ng forms of social media, pwede sila magpadala ng letters and questions.
Wow.
Wow, that's nice. Do you invite them sometimes maybe? Do you feature them in your show kung may napili kang magandang istorya?
Well, in fact po, yung first letter na feature ko when I came back to YouTube 3 months ago was a letter from someone from Las Vegas.
Oh.
Very interesting po yung letter niya and ang dami pong viewers and responses sa sulat na yon. So we get letters from people who actually send them through Messenger or Facebook or through email.
Yeah. Can you give us a hint as to, pwede mo bang gawin yun? As to what is the problem or what is the story? Hindi naman yung buong pero maaaring sabihin mo tungkol sa boyfriend or whatever kasi gusto namin makichismis.
Well, marami pong mga plots yung mga story, no? Pero nagre-revolve sila around certain themes. Like yung theme na meron kang mahal na tao pero hindi po pwede. Kasi, for example, may boyfriend ka na o may boyfriend na siya o may asawa ka na o may asawa na siya. So, a love that cannot be, parang ganon. Meron din unrequited love, yung gustong-gusto mo yung tao pero iba naman yung mahal niya.
Oh, boy.
Marami pong twist na gano'n. But it's all about the expression of love and the need and the want to be loved in return. And everything revolves around those areas po ng emotions. Yung the desire to love and the desire to be loved in return.
Yeah. You know, it's so amazing to hear, and, you know, especially coming from you, that you really read the reality of those letters. Kasi nowadays, the way we are, para tayong okay na, kung anong nangyari, ang mga tao madaling magdesisyon, gano'n. Pero when you hear things like that na parang bumabalik yung old-fashioned na ang pag-ibig, nandiyan pa rin, ang pag-isip kung sino mamahalin. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you think ang generation natin ngayon abrupt na. Kung ayaw mo sa akin, ayoko rin sa'yo. Magbo-boyfriend ka, magbo-boyfriend din ako. You know? Somewhat that is the relationship now. Pero hindi pala. Meron pa rin pala. That's nice to know. That's nice to know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Tita. I liked last week's yung last week's episode of Dear Joe, yung when loving him is hurting you.
Wow.
Wow, may hugot.
May hugot eh. Sige, mo na Divine. Ikaw na magkwento ng storya mo.
Ay, ganon? Ikukwento ko
Divine, anong kwento mo ngayon, ha?
Ako po? Wala po akong kwento, Tita. Dear Joe. Dear Kuya Joe. Wag naman. Nahiya naman ako kagad.
Bakit kung wala kang kwento, hindi ka dapat mahiya? Sige na, share mo sa amin.
Nahiya ako talaga.
On the spot.
On the spot, no? Ayan, pati yung mga friends ko, sabi niya, kwento mo na. Tita, na on the spot ako
Naghihintay kami, Divine.
Okay, sorry. Sorry. So, I got married at an early age. Ayan, no? Talagang sinabi na yung story. I got married at an early age. We were 15 years apart. Ang age gap namin, ganun kalaki. We had 2 beautiful children. Pero after 18 years of marriage, we divorced. And we're living our separate lives right now as friends. Ang hindi ko lang maintindihan, he is still waiting for me. Sa mga messages niya, sa ano niya, he's still there. He's a good friend of mine. Pero I keep saying na siguro time will tell na lang if we're gonna come back together.
Are you both in a relationship now?
I don't know. Hindi namin pinag-uusapan yun eh. All we talk about is kids.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, are you in a relation now?
Tita, talaga you in a relationship right now?
What?
Somewhat. Somewhat getting there. May pagka-millennial lang sagot ko eh. Sorry.
Baka naman Divine, yung husband mo is still hoping somewhere along the way na ma-restore o magkaroon kayo ng some sort of reconciliation.
Maybe. Pero I wish him all the best.
Heart mo.
Yeah, yun nga lang. Yun.
Okay.
I wish him all the best. At kung sino man yun, pakilala mo muna sa akin. Sabay ka na. But
ano naman ang sinasabi ng mga anak mo? What are their contribution to your mga mahiwagang pag-iisip, pag-desisyon? Anong na-contribute nila?
Tita, both of my kids, they grew up, they're very matured.
Okay.
So, when they were growing up, the only thing that I heard my kids say was like, Mom, we're gonna be fine. As long as you're happy, we're happy.
Oh,
Yung po sinabi ng mga anak ko. So that helped me made my decision.
That's good. Ang sarap nitong programa natin, no? Gagawin ko na nga gano'n ng program ko rin. Gaya kay Joe.
Ang daya, Tita. Dapat si Kuya Gilbert din. Bakit ako lang yun na put on the spot?
Yeah.
Wala na ako doon.
Gilbert, meron ka bang gusto i-share sa amin, Gilbert?
Wala.
Alam mo, mga kalusip ko, Gilbert, ha?
Wala.
We'll take turns here.
All is good.
All is good.
Safe answer.
Right?
Safe answer siya.
Very safe.
Pero alam mo, that is nice, no? Yung kung magkahiwalay kayo, pagkatapos friend pa rin kayo, that's good kasi you both realize na mali yung ginawa nyo, pero what can you do? Pero dahil may mga anak kayo, syempre may connection pa rin kayo. Hindi kayo pwedeng maghiwalay dahil yung mga bata. Hindi magiging part kayo ng problema nila o ng solusyon nila. Naku, ang husay ko rin pala, Jo. Pwede tayo mag-partner.
Pwede na
Kasi habang nagpapayo ko,
Josie.
sisindahan kita.
Yes, Tita, we have a lot of questions from our guests.
Okay, go ahead.
Umpisahan na natin kasi nagsasabi sila, asan na yung tanong ko?
Sige.
Mga tanong daw nila.
Tito Jo is saying hi to Joe DeMango, your KBP friend. How are you? Si Joe
Okay.
Joe Devlin.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, this question goes out to Kuya Joe. What do you do when you love someone who doesn't love you back?
Ayan.
Yan.
Oh, si Let.
Which is the usual case, no? Well, you just have to accept that hindi ka gusto ng tao and you have to move on. Find someone who will love you the way you wanted to be loved. Kasi mahirap. Of course, you can try your best to reach out to that person, but you have to give yourself a certain boundary. Na beyond this line, ayoko na. Kasi there's no point in pursuing someone na wala namang pagmamahal sa'yo. Siguro kaibigan lang ang tingin niya sa'yo and you just have to accept that. And find someone else who can, have a romantic relationship with.
That's good.
Ganun lang kasimple yun. Di ba, Tita Josie?
Yeah, that's right. Tama ka, Joe. Kampi mo ko dyan. Yeah, tama yung aming sagot. Sige, tanong pa ulit.
Okay, there's one more question, Tita. Actually, there's two more. How do you stop obsessing over someone who doesn't want you or love you?
Alam mo, maganda yan. Kasi ang daming ganyan na parang their world revolves around a certain person. Number one, take them off the pedestal. The reason you're obsessing over them is you're putting them on a pedestal. Ang tingin mo, she's the only one or he's the only one for me. Pangalawa, don't let their opinions define who you are. Kasi hindi mo dapat i-depend yung buhay mo sa opinion ng ibang tao, lalong-lalo ng opinion ng taong yon. Second, you need to get a support system. You need to find people who you can trust and who can look at it from a different perspective. Kasi minsan bulag ka kapag you're so much in love with someone na nakikita mo lang siya and you sort of like forsake everything else. And then kung talagang hindi po pwede and you're just obsessed with him or her, it's just a one-way relationship. Realize that you don't need them in your life.
Yeah.
And be mindful. And of course, distance yourself. Try to avoid anything or anyone who would remind you of him. And unang-una, trace mo yung source of obsession mo. Bakit ka ba obsessed sa kanya? Ano ba yun? Ang ganda ba nung ngiti niya? Sobra ba siyang pogi? Or sobra ba siyang sweet? You try to find out what really puts him above everything else. And be practical. Kung wala naman siyang gusto sa'yo, there's no point in obsessing about him. And in fact, you shouldn't be obsessed with someone because love is not about being obsessed with a person. The moment you get into a relationship with the thought that there's a need in you that needs to be fulfilled, then you're getting in the relationship for the wrong reason. The reason you're getting into a relationship is because you want to share, you want to be part of that relationship and not get something from it.
Yeah, good answer. That's nice.
That's asking.
Very nice.
Yung can relationship survive without intimacy?
Well, pag tinanong niyo yung theoretically it can. May mga platonic relationships, especially people who are older, na yung intimacy or sexual relationship nasa side na lang yun. They just want to be together. They just want to have friendship and companionship. But if you're a bit younger, it's an integral part of it. I mean, marriage is designed with sex in the picture. God designed marriage with sex in the picture. So intimacy is part of a real relationship.
Right.
So, but you can have a relationship without intimacy. I think that's possible.
Yeah. Lalo na sa mga may edad. With all due respect, no?
Yes.
Gaya ako na lang, as an example. meron kaming intimate na usap ng aking asawa. I am 75 and he is 73. And we sometimes talk, and I told him, I said, kung may mangyari sa isa't isa sa atin, don't feel bad if you find another companion, because I will. I was very honest with him, but not for other reason. You know, people might think, oh, you want sex or you want this. No. Gaya ng sabi mo, ang pwedeng magmahalan, wala yung intimacy, it's also there, you know? Kaya ako yun tinitingnan ko. I want somebody to go out with me, to go to the movie, to have coffee or cake, or even just talk, you know, and that is good. I agree with that. Yeah, that's good advice.
We got a question here from our website. Says, Joe, how come you became so good at giving love advices? Did you study psychology or something? How did it start?
Good question. Kasi nung somewhere during the middle of my career, there were people who were questioning me, why am I giving advice? Wala naman daw akong credentials as a psychiatrist or a psychologist or even a background on that. I always tell everyone that each and every one of us can be a good advisor, in the sense that lahat tayo, we can actually relate to people's problems simply because we understand what they're going through. We experience the same feelings that they're feeling, feelings of hatred, jealousy, yung anger, lahat nararamdaman natin yan. The thing is, I'm not really giving an advice. When I do love notes, if you notice the program, it's more of me just opening up the possibilities of a scenario. For example, you're in a relationship and you are blinded by your emotions that you cannot think straight and you can only see things from one perspective. What I do is just open up the entire story and look at it from a different perspective, giving the person the opportunity to see the options that he or she has in the relationship. And in that sense, I'm not actually giving an advice. I'm only giving them a better opportunity to see their situation in a different perspective, hopefully giving them the opportunity to make a decision for themselves.
That's
so
good.
Yun po. Wala po akong background, but I'm very sincere in what I say, and I express what I feel based on my personal experiences and based from the things that I've learned from the letters that I've read through the years.
Right, that's good. That's very good.
Tita, we have another question. When should you let go of a one-sided relationship? How do you know it's time to stop trying?
Well, in the first place, a one-sided relationship is not an ideal relationship. Alam naman natin that a relationship should be, kaya nga tinawag na relationship, there should be two people involved. If it's not a relationship at all. So I think you have to just draw the line between mag-set ka ng limits sa sarili mo. Beyond this, I've done everything to show you how much I love you, how much I care for you, how much I've sacrificed for this relationship. Beyond this, I will be sensible enough to say, tama na. Nagbigay ko na ang lahat. If you still don't want me, if you don't want to have a relationship with me, then I'll pray that I can move on and accept that it's not going to be us.
Right, exactly. Yeah. At saka sa isang relationship, Joe, it is very important din ang respect ng isang tao.
Opo.
You know?
Opo.
Kung pinakikita mo na lahat ginagawa mo para kanya magustuhan and everything, and then do your own judgment. Are you happy as to how he's treating you? I mean, you know, people can advise you, pero ikaw rin ang gagawa ng solusyon ng problema mo. Di ba? Kung mayroong mga tao talagang tumatagal sa relasyon na yan, minsan sinasaktan pa sila, okay lang sa kanila. Pero yung ibang tao, isang tingin lang, I'm not gonna last in that relationship. Diba? Kaya respetuhin mo rin ang sarili mo. Before others can respect you, you should respect yourself.
That's very good advice, Tita Josie. Dear Tita Josie.
Dear Tita Josie.
Dapat pala meron rin tayong segment na gano'n, Tita Josie.
Oo. O sige, ano pang question? Meron pa ba?
Naiiyak na daw po si Alfred Pineda. Sabi niya, wow, kailangan ko na ng nanghihingi siya ng panyo.
Oh.
Papadala ka ni Tita Josie.
Papadala ka.
Yeah. Papadala ka ng ni Tita Josie. Yeah. Just wait.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sige, magpadala pa kayo yung mga nakikinig sa amin na nanonood. Ito na pagkakataon nyo para kayo humingi ng diretsong payo mula kay Mr. Rolando Sulit na now is known by Joe Pimango. Yan ang ating advisor ngayong araw na ito. Maraming salamat. At alam nyo, dito yan sa ating Oras ng Ligaya. Okay, aside from questions, do we have any comments, Gilbert or Divine? While you are looking, I just want to congratulate Joe Devlin. Congratulations. Ngayon nanganak yung kanyang anak. Nasa Utah siya. And congratulations. Naku, first time grandmother yan. Great. First time niya. Congratulations, Joe. I miss you so much, my friend. So, at saka isa pa, gusto ko rin magpasalamat kay Miss Jenko. Yan ang ating realtor dito sa Las Vegas. Meron din siyang radio show dito sa PHLV Radio. Itong araw na ito, kinumbida namin ang walang iba kundi si Miss Pops Fernandez, ang asawa ni Martin Rivera, at saka ang kanilang anak na si Ram, at ang uncle and tito ni Pops dito sa bahay ko. Si Jen, with her compliments, nagkumbida siya ng isang sushi chef. Naku, terrible ang pagkain. Napakasarap. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Tita, we'd like to say hi to our viewers. Let Veneracion, number 1 fan po ako ni DJ Joe Damango.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Let.
She's from San Diego. And also to Tita Norma Soriano. Good evening, Josie, Gilbert, and Divine, and your special guest, Joe Damango, watching from Florida. Hi, Ate Norma.
Hi, Norma.
Hello.
And also, we'd like to say hi to Nelissa, who is listening in Batangas. Also to John Mark Topacio Fernandez. Hey bro! Siya po yung kasama ko kagabi sa aking show sa Dream Extreme Live. And they're watching also from Orlando. Also to Alfred Pineda. Ouch! I'm hit. Ano yun? Kaya ka naiiyak eh. Punasan mo na yung luha mo saglit. If you guys have any questions, please do write it down on the comment section, and we'll try to do our best to ask that question to our guest for tonight.
Meron ako, no? Si Ben at saka si Katrina Montemayor. Nabasa mo na ba yan? Si Ding Samonte Sulit. Hi, watching from Canberra, Australia. Wow.
Asawa ko po yan.
Hello po.
Nanonood po siya.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we have a question from the app. Okay. For Joe. We know you are an active pastor at your church in Canberra. Tell us about the connection with you being a love guru and now being a messenger of God's love in your church.
Wow, gandang question. Sabi nga sa Bible, we are able to love because God loved us first. Yung love na naibibigay natin sa ibang tao, galing yon sa love na binigay una sa atin ng Panginoon. And the reason we are able to love is because we have been loved first, regardless of who we have been. And ganun din yung love na hinihingi ng Panginoon sa atin. And the reason why I think there's such a correlation between giving love advice and knowing that you are loved by God is that makikita mo talaga na mabavalue mo yung mga tao sa paligid mo because you know that God loves you and God loves them the same way that God loves you. And ang hinihingi ni Lord sa atin is to love others in spite of. Yun ang pinakamahirap eh. It's easy to love people who are lovable, but when you encounter people who are difficult, people who you hate or your enemies, it's hard to love them. But that's what's being called from us. It's for us to love people in spite of. And yun yung beauty nun. If you have Christ in your life, it's easier. It's not as easy as it is, but it's easier to love people, even if they're not lovable at all.
Yeah, well, that's good advice. Very good advice. Ang isa ko rin payo, no, Joe, sa mga taong mareligyoso, no? Marelihiyoso sila. Minsan yung mga taong ganon, titingnan nyo mga action nyo rin, no? Hindi porket nagsisimba kayo o God bless you and all of that, malapit na kayo sa Diyos. Ang tao, kailangan ng kabaitan mo, nanggagaling sa puso mo, di ba? Yes. Yung mga dapat mong gawin, nakabutihan sa kapwa mo, ipakita mo, kailangan tumulong ka and all of that. Kung ikaw dasal ng dasal, tapos paglabas mo ng simbahan, galit ka na agad kasi yung parking space mo, meron ka barang kotse, andong magsalita ka na ng masama and everything. You have to watch your action. Kasi maaari natin sabihin, Hypocrite tayo mga yan. Nagpapakanda kunyari, sa simbahan. Paglabas naman, ako, lima-lima sungay, hindi maganda yan. You know? Kaya kailangan kung talagang tunay kang mabait, ang Panginoong Diyos nasa puso mo lagi. Lagi.
Tama po. Amen.
Kaya sabi ko sa iyo, Joe, magpa-partner tayo eh.
Pwede po. Pwede.
Pwede. Alam mo, Joe, dito sa aming programa, meron kaming segment na question, interview, dasal, biruan, and all. You know?
Opo.
Ngayon, every 6:30 sa aming programa, meron kaming dasal. Gusto ko para lahat ng mga nakikinig at ngayon nakataon sa amin sa oras ng ligaya, gusto ko sanang magdasal muna tayo kahit 1 minuto o 2 minuto lang.
Opo.
Thank you. Ready na ako yun. Diyos naming mga kapangyarihan, pakinggan mo po kaming mga taong sumasamba sa iyo, naniniwala sa iyo, nagmamahal sa iyo. Huwag mo pa kaming talikuran, huwag mo pa kaming kalimutan. Diyos naming Jesucristo, protektuhan mo po kami laban sa virus na ito. Diyos naming mahiwaga, bendisyonan mo po kami. Bigyan niyo po ng talino ang aming mga doktor, mga scientists, na sana ay matuklasan nila ang gamot laban sa virus ito. Bendisyonan mo po ang lahat ng frontliners, ang lahat ng taong tumutulong sa paglaban sa virus na ito. Diyos naming mabait, maunawain at magpagmahal. Dinggin po ninyo ang aming panawagan. Maawa po kayo sa amin. Kung kami po ay nagkasala, patawarin mo po kami. Diyos naming banal, Diyos naming mapagmahal, Diyos naming mabait, Diyos naming karamdaman, gusto namin pong maging sa aming puso pa kayo. Lagi na lang sana kaming bendisyonan ninyo, Panginoon namin. Kailangan po namin kayo, lalo-lalo na sa mga panahon ito. Tingin mo po ang aming panawagan, Diyos naming banal. Bendisyonan mo po kaming lahat sa buong mundo. Marami pong salamat, Panginoon ko. Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, ng Espiritu Santo. Sana po sa inyong pag-iisa, ipagpatuloy po ninyo ang pagdasal. Sapagkat marami pong nangyayari sa buong mundo. Hindi lang po dito sa amin sa Las Vegas, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kundi sa buong mundo po. At walang makakatulong sa atin, walang iba kundi isa lang pong tao. Yan ang ating Jesucristo. Salamat.
Amen.
Pag-ibig ang siyang pumukaw sa ating puso't kaluluwa, ang siyang nagdulot sa ating buhay ng gintong aral at pag-asa. Pag-ibig ang siyang buklod natin, di mapapawi kailan pa man. Sa puso't diwa tayo'y isa lamang, kahit na tayo'y magkahiwalay. Pagkat ang Diyos natin, Diyos ng pag-ibig, magmahalan tayo't magtulungan. At kung tayo'y bigo, ay huwag limutin na may Diyos tayong nagmamahal. Sikapin sa ating pagsuyo, ating ikalat sa buong mundo. Pag-ibig ni Jesus ang siyang sumakop sa bawat pusong uhaw sa pagsuyo. Pagkat ang Diyos natin, Diyos ng pag-ibig, magmahalan tayo't magtulungan.
Maraming salamat, Divine. Naku, sana bindisyonan tayo ng Panginoong Diyos. Sana pakinggan ang mga dasal ng lahat ng tao sa buong mundo. Lalong-lalo na sana sa Pilipinas sapagkat sa atin ay daming mga Katoliko at marami ding ibang relihiyon. Pero ang ating pagsamba sa ating Panginoon, huwag nating kakalimutan. Yan, maraming salamat po. Alam mo, Joe,
Opo.
kami ay merong mga jokes, noon. Yeah. Pero nagbago na ang aming programa. At lagi ko itong pinaliliwanag. Kasi nung una, medyo hindi maganda yung mga joke ko. Pero sabi nila maganda raw, gusto nila. Pero ayoko. Kaya pinalitan ko na ng isang mga kasabihan na tayo raw ay Filipino kung, yan, may question na. Kung, yan. Pag ikaw ay naghang ng rosary on your car's front and rear view mirror, ikaw raw ay Pilipino. Yeah. Tamo? Yan, maganda yung biro niyan. Hindi masama. Kaya okay lang. Anyways, meron pa tayong mga taong nagbibigay ng comment sa Divine?
Tita, we do have questions, a lot of questions.
Okay,
so,
go ahead.
There's one question for Kuya Joe, of course. When you read a love note, do you play a song that speaks about the situation? If you do, tell us how you choose the song for that particular situation.
Una, dapat malaman mo kung ano yung theme ng song. For example, yung we had the right love at the wrong time, somewhere down the road, di ba? So, kapag yung bawal na pag-ibig, yun kagad unang papasok sa isip mo. So, most of the time, you have to understand yung ano yung meaning ng song. And then, based on that, pipili ka based on the story, pipili ka ng song na babagay dun sa theme ng story.
But do you have like a top 3 songs that you always like play on your show?
Yung favorite ko is yung Desire ni Deborah. It was composed by Ryan Kebyab. Yung Hello Joe, Goodbye. Yun number 1. Tapos yung What Matters Most ni Kenny Rankin. Sobrang favorite yan. And marami pa sobrang dami. Especially nung 1980s kasi daming magagandang love songs. So wala kang itatapon talaga. They're all good.
Wow. Kasi ako, I have a list of my love songs. Yun nga ng tawag ng mga friends ko, hugot songs ni Divine yan. Hugot songs ni Divine. Sabi ko, tatanong ko yan kay Kuya Joe. Kasi I always...
Kinakanta mo, feel na feel mo kasi talagang nakaka-relate ka.
Yes. Totoo yan. Totoo yan. Yan.
Meron tayong comment dito kay Ina Season. Sabi niya, yay, Divine! Nagandahan sa kanta mo. Wow.
Ay, thank you po. And Ina's listening. She's from San Francisco. Hi, Ina, the Bay Area. Yan.
Si Maria Joanna Kahukom is watching. Si Louie Roa. Hello po, Tita Josie, kapatid Divine, and Kuya Gilbert. Yan.
Hi, Kuya Louie.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay, how about you, Gilbert?
Sandali lang po. Si Nora Santos.
Meron ka pa dyan?
Nora Santos.
Nora Santos. Hi, Nora.
Akala ko, Kuya Jin, naiiyak ka na kasi yung sagot mo, meron dito.
Meron.
Sabi nito ni Alfred Pineda, many times Mr. Joe DeMango made me cry. Wow. Puro yung mga advices mo talagang it touches.
Thank you, Arnold.
So, magaganda, no? We read these comments, Joe, kasi, it inspires them, na makinig at marinig din ang mga pangalan nila. Alam mo naman, kaya we cater to our fans. Kaya maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Naku, eto rin, sino ba ito masasabi? Kailangan daw kunin kitang co-host. That's in the making.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah. Ayun. Kaya maaring ilagay natin si Joe, maaring part niyan, maka isang letter a day. That will be nice. That will be exciting, So. No po.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a question here. Because
Okay.
for Joe, you've been doing love notes for a long time. Now you're back on YouTube. Has anything changed aside from technology all those years?
Well, the thing that I would want sana is for me to be able to play songs after the stories that I read. But as you know, there are copyright issues and YouTube strikes that can happen if you play unauthorized songs. So I'm still struggling with that because I really want to play songs after I read letters. But sa ngayon, wala pang way to do that legally without getting a copyright strike. So that's the only thing I think that's different from how I did Love Notes before. But at the end of the day, it's the message that counts. And I'm still glad that a lot of people are actually looking forward and giving value to the message more than anything else.
Yeah, that's right.
Joe, just a quick question. Do you have your own website, or is it just you're doing everything through YouTube?
I'm just using my YouTube as a platform and my Facebook channel. Or my Facebook page, I mean.
Okay. And any plans on going back to traditional radio?
I've had that in my heart since I came to Australia. Pero I think the platform that we have right now, which is like a live radio streaming or YouTube or the streaming platforms that are available to us, I think it's a better alternative to radio because radio is a bit limited in a way. So I think I'm back in the general sense of it because I'm back in doing my weekly program. Dito nga lang sa YouTube ngayon, which they can watch and listen to anywhere in the world.
Awesome.
At saka, Joe, ngayon, kaibigan mo pa noon si Johan Sison, di ba? Johan
Opo.
is the CEO and owner of PHLV Radio. Gusto nating malaman ng mga nakikinig na old friends pala kayo, di ba?
Opo. Big
Big
fan.
fan pa.
Fan.
Oo. Kaya, go ahead.
Sorry, Tita. Kuya Joe, any plans on doing a podcast? Kasi
Well,
ilalagay ko yan sa
it's in the making now. We can actually just get the audio from our YouTube channel and take out the song. Kasi nga hindi po pwede sa Spotify to play songs without the copyright. But we are working on that. Definitely, we have 17 episodes, 16 and 17 coming out this Tuesday. We'll all convert them to podcasts para pwede nyo pakinggan anywhere.
Awesome. Yeah, magiging number 1 playlist ko yan.
Yes.
Also, Ina Season says, Joe, I'm such a fan. Your advices are really inspirational.
Thank you, Ina.
Yan.
Oh, how nice.
Mga number 1 fans ni Kuya Joe.
Yes. Puntahan niyo po yung channel ko, Dear Joe TV. We have 16 episodes so far na ando na. And feel free to send your stories. Inintay ko na yung story ni Divine. Susunod na natin. Susunod na episode. Ang continuation. Oo.
Parang ako
Ako,
yata.
Joe, sabi dito, please share your Facebook page. Kaya if
Opo.
you wanna plug any of what you're doing right now, Joe, please go ahead.
Maraming salamat po. Joe the Mango lang po yung Facebook page. Makikita niyo po yan. Although marami pong Joe the Mango sa Facebook, pero makikita niyo naman po if it's legitimate kasi andun po yung post ng mga love notes in my own family. And Dear Joe TV po sa YouTube. Type niyo lang Dear Joe TV and you'll get straight to the Dear Joe TV channel where you can watch our YouTube love notes episodes. And binabati ko nga pala yung mga kaibigan ko sa Las Vegas, si Ramil and si Lilette and their entire family. Si Raj of downtown Las Vegas. Si Je also, maraming salamat. And my relatives, my cousins in San Francisco, San Diego, Texas, nasa pa ba? They're all over. Hello and kumusta sa inyong lahat?
Oh, that's good.
What part of the Philippines are you originally from?
I'm from Quezon City. I grew up in Manila, but I'm from Batangas. Originally from Batangas.
Yeah, no, I know a few Sulits back there in Lucena City. That's why.
Yes, tama.
Lucena City.
Lucena and Batangas and Bulacan a bit.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Divine, sabi ni Let Veneracion, siya raw ang susulat ng love story mo.
Wow.
Yun.
Meron na akong scriptwriter. O, di ba
May
galing?
scriptwriter ka na. Si
Para
John
unrated.
tagabasa. Kami ni Gilbert ang mag-audit kung tama ang mga nakalagay.
Wow.
Saka ako ang testimony mo kung totoo o hindi.
Tita, alam niyo yan. You know, I'm an open book, Tita. You know that.
Really? Really?
Kay Tita, not to you. Kay Tita. Kay Tita yon, ko talaga, oh. And also, I'd like to say hi to Let. Thank you so much for my outfit. Ayan. Sabi niya, familiar yung suot mo. Thank you. And we have another question. Do you rewrite the letters? They are all well written.
Well, some letters I have to rewrite. Minsan may mga grammatical errors, no? But I try my very best to retain the integrity of the letter. Kasi pag nagbasa ka ng sulat, kahit may mali the way he or she wrote the letter, makikita mo yung heart in the letter. And that's what you have to preserve. So most of the letters, I do rewrite them and correct them. But there are some letters that are really well written. But at the end of the day, it's the heart in the letter that I try to convey in the most truthful way as possible.
Natatawa ako, Tita, dun sa sa sasabi ni Let. Ako talaga isasend ko kay Joe the Mango yung abangan nyo. Oh my God. Talaga,
Hintayin ko yan, Let. Talaga.
Episode
Hintayin ko
18.
episode. Andaya, di ba pwedeng anonymous? Andaya talaga nila.
Joe, pag natanggap mo yung sulat na yon ni Let, please tell me right away. Kasi
Iba-broadcast natin.
Yun lang na i-feature natin talaga yung istorya ni Divine.
Feeling ko yung story ni Divine, 3 episodes eh. Hindi kaya ng isa. 3 chapters.
3 chapters. Gusto nating Kaya para siguro ito kanyang istorya. Kasi kanina tuwan-tuwa siya eh. She already lost 17 pounds. Bakit ka nagpapapaya?
Hindi ba,
Inspiration,
Tita?
Tita. There's an inspiration.
Uy, ganun ba yun? Hindi.
Ganun ba yun?
I just want to be healthy because in my family, we have the history of diabetes. And I've seen, most of my family members die from that. And I don't want to be a part, and I want to be the difference. That's why I'm doing this. Yes.
That's good.
Tita Josie, may question ako sa inyo.
Sige.
Who is Tita Josie?
I believe kasi the greatest teacher talaga is experience. So, kung meron kayong masasabi about love or advice sa mga taong gusto ma-in love or in love, ano yung natutunan niyo, Tita Josie, sa buhay niyo na may share niyo sa mga tagapakinig ninyo about love and relationships?
Ako kasi, Joe, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, I respect myself first so that people will respect me. Ganon din sa payo mo kanina, kung nagmamahal ka at wala namang kabalikan yung pagmamahal na yun, it's senseless. You're wasting your time, Kailangan, gaya rin ang sabi mo, ang relasyon is 2 ways. Hindi pwedeng one way na isa lang ang maligaya. Kailangan, partner kayo, paligayahin mo siya, paligayahin ka rin niya. Ang akin lang, hanggat ikaw ay may asawa o may partner, kailangan faithful ka sa kanya. Ngayon, kung nakita mo ang relasyon nyo ay hindi talaga tugma, then get out of it. Instead of doing things to ruin the relationship. Kasi pwede naman kayo mag-usap di ba? Pwede mo namang sabihin, it doesn't work. Di ba? Then, pwede na kayo maghiwalay. Kasi yung nandun kayo sa relationship, lalo yung pinadudumi o pinahihirapan, it doesn't reach anything na magkakasundo kayo. Kaya kailangan, kung talagang hindi kayo, then end it and be friend. Gaya ng sabi ni Divine. Nagkahiwalay sila. Pero ngayon, friend pa rin sila, which is good. Na-realize nilang hindi sila talagang magkatugma, then let's part ways. Pero dahil may obligasyon kayo, yung 2 anak nyo, hindi pwedeng mawalan yan ng nanay. Hindi pwedeng mawalan yan ng tatay. Siyempre sa kanila, may tatay ako, may nanay ako. Di ba? Don't do anything to ruin that relationship also. That's my advice.
Dear Tita Josie, pwede na. Pwede na.
Ikaw, Gilbert, anong problema mo, Gilbert? Sabihin mo na ngayon para kita payuhan. Tanda mo, nakikinig si Joy ngayon.
May
Meron tayong
bantay.
website question. Teka. We have a website question. Are your programs love notes only in English or do you do them in Tagalog too?
Well, I started the English version in radio. Nung nag-start ako ng YouTube, tinagalog ko kasi feeling ko mas maraming marireach. But some people commented that if I do the English version, there would be more who would be able to listen to it, yung mga hindi nag-i-English na non-Filipino. So ngayon, I'm doing the English version of Love Notes for the past, I think, 10 episodes na. But the first few episodes, very first episodes, Taglish siya.
Oh,
English.
Yeah.
nice.
All right.
So, Jo, meron ka bang balak, maybe in the near future na gusto mo magpunta dito sa Amerika, bumisita or whatever? Because I'm telling you right now, I am inviting you to visit Las Vegas.
Wow.
I will, gaya ng ginawa ko kay Divine, I can get you a free room, and
Yes.
enjoy your stay.
Wow. Maraming salamat, Tita Josie. I really want to go back to Las Vegas. Meron din akong history sa Las Vegas kasi may mga kaibigan po tayo dyan. Meron po ako dinesign na restaurant dyan sa downtown Las Vegas. It's an Indian restaurant. And hindi ko na po siya napuntahan since that time. And I really want to go back, visit friends and family. So pag nagkaroon po ng opening and ng opportunity, God willing, definitely po I will I will visit Las Vegas.
Yes,
and catch up with all of you and visit you personally. Yes.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, para may one-on-one ako kay Kuya Joe. Joke!
Yes. Pwede na. Gawin na lang natin on air para marami ma-bless.
Oh, wow.
Storya mo.
Tsaka alam mo, dadaling ka ni Gilbert all over Las Vegas.
Yes.
Dadaling ka niyan, magdamag kayo sa club, makikinig.
Ay,
Gaya ng ginawa niya kay Divine.
Go. Ano yan? Oh,
Yeah, kaya hindi pwede,
don't worry,
tita.
I'll
Ano
just
lang.
bring him to Cafe Moda only.
Sabi mo na.
Magiging foodie na lang silang dalawa.
Yes,
Food trip na
yes.
lang sila.
Oh, ayos yun.
eat all you can na crab claws.
Oh,
Yung crab legs.
Yan.
Yeah.
Remember that. I just forgot where, but there's this place.
Marami dito.
Tina, sa bahay ko na lang, magkakaroon tayo ng ano ba tawag doon?
Boodle
Boodle fight.
Yan.
Sige, Tita Josie, bukas pupunta na ako dyan.
Sige na. Yeah, we will do that. Wala problema yan.
Ay, tita, when Kuya Joe goes there, pupunta rin ako dyan. No?
Sige, good.
Reunion.
Kapit na yan.
Reunion.
Reunion.
Oo nga pala.
Pero mag-ingat lang kayo pag ang kasama nyo si Gilbert, naku, lagot. Malalasing kayo. Lahat ng combo, kilala niyan dito. Lahat ng clubs, alam niya kung saan puntahan. Naku, lagot na. At saka meron siyang saying, di ba? What happens in Vegas?
Stays
Stays
in
in
Vegas.
Vegas.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I just want to say that we're going to be having our grand launch tomorrow for Magandang Morning America. Yes, over here on PHLV Radio every Monday 7 to 9 a.m. Las Vegas time.
Okay.
So yes, just want to let you know, Sexy Rex, Kuya Rex is saying hello. And it's
Hi, Kuya Rex.
Wow, that's nice,
Rex Ricarte.
Yeah. Yeah, all of Kuya Joe's friends fans are asking, pag pumunta daw siya sa Vegas, pupunta rin daw sila. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
May
I-announce natin.
may fan date na.
Yes.
Okay, let's pray about that. Hopefully soon.
That is so nice. Ang binabala ko, alam mo, Joe, maybe, with Gilbert and Divine at saka ni Johan, maybe we can have one day in 1 year, magde-decide tayo kung anong araw na magkakaroon tayo ng parang yung lahat ng mga DJs and all of that, we will invite them. And
Maganda
then
po
we
yan.
can have like,
Yes.
anong maganda nating itawag to? Parang celebration ba na, magkakasama tayong lahat, mga Pilipino,
Opo.
let's do that. Hindi yung organization ng mga DJs. No, that's not what I have in mind. Kundi para lang celebration natin,
Yes.
That would be nice. Hindi natin kukubidahin si Gilbert dahil Gilbert,
I'll be the one to put it together. I'll put it together.
Wala magpapasya
Andun
sa amin
ako
sa
sa
Las
kusina
Vegas.
ni Tita Josie.
Wala si
Mahanap-
Gilbert.
Yeah, mahanap niyo ako sa kusina ni Tita Josie.
Yeah, but isn't that a good idea, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can announce it and invite it and, talagang parang presentation ng PHLV radio, parang isang samahan ng mga DJs, announcers, and all of that, what have you, mag-get together tayo para bang reunion. Parang
Especially
reunion.
po yung mga DJs ng mga 80s.
Oo.
Kasi yun po yung peak ng FM nung time na yun, 80s and 90s. Yun
Yeah.
yung peak ng radio sa Pilipinas eh. And yung mga DJs na yan, they're all over the place. Iba nasa ibang bansa na, nasa States, sa Australia. So it would be good to have a kahit virtual reunion.
Oo,
I'm sure
kahit
the
virtual,
fans,
yeah.
all those DJs would be more than willing and happy to participate.
Oh,
And
that's
see their
nice.
DJs.
That's
Kung
so
nasaan na
nice.
sila ngayon, anong ginagawa nila.
Yeah.
That's a good idea po.
Yeah, that's a
That
good
would be
idea.
great.
Kaya Divine, I'm assigning you with that task.
Okay po, Tita. I
So,
will
that
I will
is
invite
good.
them all and hunt them down one by
Yeah.
one.
And then we decide on the dates, kung ano mga suggestion na, really, I'm looking forward to that. And I really wanna do that, Gaya ng sabi ni Jo, kahit sa Zoom lang, kasi right now, hindi posible yung magbiyahe and all of that. It's gonna be hard. Pero that would be nice if we can have a good, people in a Zoom. Pero ang problema, Gilbert, how many people can be in a Zoom though? Is there a limit?
That's a good question. That's
That's Johan's decision.
That's yours.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Tita.
Johan, knock-knock. Boss,
Ito, si Sexy Rex is online.
ano Sexy Rex? Gano'ng karami ang pwede sa Zoom?
He doesn't. Marami.
Marami. Oh, good. But that's a good idea, Johan. That is really a good idea. Mag-usap tayo and all of that. Kasi ako bago lang. At least ngayon si Joe talagang pioneer na, magkakaibigan, ganyan. That would be so nice, and to give them something to do and, parang i-recall yung mga napas na nangyari and all of that. That would be something nice to look forward to, di ba?
Very nostalgic po yan to reminisce the good old days
Yeah,
of
the
radio.
good old days, yeah.
Yes.
Well, Joe, we only have 3 minutes right now, and I'm giving you a full 1 minute to please talk to your audience.
Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga tagapanood ng Oras ng Ligaya. So it's an honor to be here today, and I just pray na in this time of fear, uncertainty, and doubt that God will continue to give you the peace and the grace that you need. And let's continue to put our trust and rely on Him in every aspect of our life. Siya lang po yung hope natin sa panahon na ito. And sabi nga nila, the greatest essence of love is in being able to love someone even if we cannot find a reason to love anymore. Yung normal po ng relationships ngayon is not romance but conflict. And I pray that we would all learn to love unconditionally, love unselfishly, and forgive as much as we can sa mga taong nakapaligid sa atin. So maraming salamat po. Don't forget to watch yung Love Notes episode sa YouTube channel natin, Dear Joe TV, and sa Facebook po, type nyo lang Joe the Mango. Maraming salamat, Tita Josie, Gilbert, and everyone else. Divine, salamat po sa inyo. Johan, salamat. Johan, and sa lahat ng mga taga-pakinig at taga-panood ng PHLV. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat.
Thank you. Go ahead, Gilbert.
Another wonderful episode here on Oras ng Ligaya. You can watch it on Facebook, YouTube, and Amazon Fire TV. And later on, you can hear it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Once again, thank you so much from Oras ng Ligaya.
Okay, Divine.
Thank you so much, Kuya Joe, for keeping us company for an hour and also
Thank
guesting
you,
on our
Divine.
show. Maraming salamat po. Also, I'd like to say hi to my CWC family, Mobile Rhythm Live family, and please watch me later on after the show for Divine's Emotions on Facebook at Mobile Rhythm Live.
Okay, Joe, one more time, share with them your Facebook page.
Ang Facebook po ay Joe the Mango lang. Ang YouTube channel natin, Dear Joe TV.
Yan. Thank you so much sa lahat ng nakikinig sa amin at nanonood. Sana po ay huwag kayong magsawa. Every Sunday po, dito sa PHLV Radio, ang ating Oras ng Ligaya, nagdudulot kami sa inyo ng kaligayahan at entertainment Sana po ay nagustuhan ninyo ang aming programa ngayong araw na ito. Maraming salamat sa panahon mo at pagbibigay mo ng aming alok sa iyo na para maging bisita ka namin ngayong araw na ito, Jo. It's a pleasure and I salute you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Johan. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Tuloy ang Ligaya next week. Oras ng Ligaya will be back next Sunday, 6 p.m. Las Vegas time. Only here on PHLV Radio.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Thank you.